but at times we are put in the same tangent with other countries when it comes to tariff, and that happens more often. And recently also, today or yesterday, we were hearing some news. So when is that we will have more clarity? Is it that the deal that we are working on right now?
That is, yes. Great question. The interim trade deal is there. It's in place. It's that 1% that we're trying to get across the finish line so the leaders can have a signing and put that in stone and in law. And so we're very hopeful that that will get accomplished over the next weeks, several weeks, but it's not going to be years. We're very close to getting that done. Undersecretary Helberg and I officially welcomed India into Pact Silicon in February. Through that initiative, we are building a trusted ecosystem and resilient supply chains for the technologies that will define the future. From artificial intelligence to semiconductors to quantum computing, India was invited because it's a trusted partner. It's not an accident that India was among the first 10 countries in the world that was brought into the fold. The next day after the announcement on India, the White House received over 60 requests from around the world from other countries to join the same initiative. Mobilizing unprecedented resources to secure our supply chains will require billions of dollars in new private sector capital. That is where the financial services sector, American businesses, and leaders in this room come in. In addition to government engagement, the U.S. private sector has made significant commitments in India, and that is the win-win situations that we identify. Amazon expects to invest $35 billion into India by 2030 to advance AI-driven digitization, export growth, and job creation. Microsoft announced a $17.5 billion investment in India, including the expansion of hyperscale cloud infrastructure. And earlier this month, Google announced a $15 billion AI hub to support AI research, development, and enterprise adoption. When these companies invest in India, it creates a job back home in the United States. So these are things that go hand in hand, and those are the win-win situations that we like to identify at our embassies. We're delivering on President Trump's initiative with India. Joint teams of U.S. and Indian entrepreneurs are building thriving startups in emerging tech fields through our sustained support of Indo-U.S. Science and Technology Forum and U.S.-India Science and Technology Endowment Fund, where literally we're investing in these startups. In February, India hosted the Global AI Impact Summit. The United States showed strong support with a delegation of over 40 individuals. We announced the U.S. AI Expert Program, the National Champions Initiative, and the AI Agents Standards Initiative. While it was called the Global AI Summit, the reality is 80% of those companies on the stage are American, and it was not held in India by accident, because when India and the United States work hand in hand on these situations, on these opportunities, that is where we're able to advance the goal forward for both of our nations. We're pushing our civ-nuke sector partnership to new levels. As many of you know, civil nuclear development is a very big growth area over the next few years. My mission here in India recently hosted member companies of the Nuclear Energy Institute to share how a vibrant, private sector-led civil nuclear industry can contribute to safe and secure civil nuclear power meetings. India's projected power demand that fuels its economic growth. We're looking forward to decades of future cooperation between our civil nuclear sectors. Such long-term investments will require support from the financial service sector, and that's you in this room. Since I arrived here 5 months ago, I've been determined to host high-level U.S. visitors from the United States to India. And that has varied from the Secretary of the Army to senators to governors to multiple cabinet officials. Our Commerce Secretary was here, and just last week, our Secretary of State was here. The reason we want to show that, it's not because they want to come to India for fun. The fun is there, the culture is there, the beauty is there, the history is there. But when we send our highest level of engagement, that sends a direct message to India and to us. And I'll give you an example. Secretary Rubio does not travel on any 4-day trips. He's at the White House full-time. He's also the National Security Advisor. So he's usually about 200 meters away from the president. For him to have committed to come to India for 4 days is an incredible commitment, and it's a testament to where this relationship is and where we want it to go. The Secretary spoke at our Freedom 250 celebration, marking America's Independence Day, and stated, quote, "If I think about all of the key issues and all of the key opportunities of the modern economy, India and the United States together are perfectly positioned to work together on these issues to achieve a better life for the people of the United States, for the people of India, and frankly, for the people of other countries working together as well. We were also delighted that Minister of External Affairs Jay Shankar joined us in celebration our America 250 event. Talking about shared interests and values, Minister Jay Shankar noted, quote, "Democracy is in our DNA," end quote. Our market economies, our strategic partnership spans trade and investment, defense and security, critical and emerging technologies, semiconductors, AI, energy and space, to education and health to culture. There is so much that we have in common between the United States and India. I couldn't agree more, and I couldn't have said it better myself. That's why I'm pleased our Freedom 250 campaign provides a launchpad to further deepen U.S.-India ties in trade, investment, emerging technologies, and security. We have a truly historic opportunity ahead of us, an opportunity to completely redefine what diplomacy and economic cooperation can look like. What our two nations accomplish together will quite simply shape the future. This is without question the most consequential global partnership of the century. Every week, I tell my team in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Chennai, in Calcutta, in Hyderabad, what is it that we're going to accomplish this week? This embassy is results-driven. And every week we identify opportunities that are win-win situations for both of our sides. Across, you name the sector, it's there. There are no two nations on earth better positioned to combine their strengths, protect their citizens, and lead the global economy forward. Let's stop witnessing history. Let's keep shaping it. Let us work hand in hand to make the U.S.-India strategic partnership the defining relationship of the 21st century. Every individual in this room can play a part in that, and I hope you will. Thank you so much. And I think we have a few minutes. Do you want to do some questions?
One thing wherein we see at times that when you say that both countries are positioned to kind of an win-win situation, but at times we are put in the same tangent with other countries when it comes to tariff, and that happens more often. And recently also today or yesterday we were hearing some news. So when is that we will have more clarity? Is it that the deal that we are working on right now?
That is, yes. Great question. Look, the reality of it is the tariffs that were applied around the world. So it wasn't just tariffs that were picked at India. These were tariffs that were applied to everybody, from the European Union to Canada to Mexico, to literally almost every other country in Asia, including Japan, North Korea. And the one thing I will say, the interim trade deal that was announced by the White House and by the Prime Minister here has India at a lower rate than any of your neighbors. And so that is something that this relationship is valued. That is the trade team that is right now negotiating on that. Once that trade deal is finalized, the interim trade deal is there, it's in place. It's that 1% that we're trying to get across the finish line so the leaders can have a signing and put that in stone and in law. And so we're very hopeful that that will get accomplished over the next weeks, several weeks, but it's not going to be years. We're very close to getting that done.
You just explained us the remaining 1% which is being finalized. So what about the 99% that has already been finalized? So could you share the details of the same?
So by the way, great question. You can actually find that is online already. There was a joint statement. Now, a joint statement isn't just a press release. It's a legally binding document that both sides have legally agreed to already in principle. So that's the interim deal. That was announced. And so on some of those items, you can go online, whether it's on the Indian side or on our side. It's on the White House website. It has hundreds of items that have already been discussed. A lot of them are not necessarily controversial. It brings down tariffs on both sides to almost zero or something very low. But we'd be happy to get you that link if you're not able to find it also. But it is publicly available and widely distributed. Yeah.
We keep on hearing some negative statements also coming, by various members from the US. And we've also talked about great relationships that the president has with our prime minister. So why those negative statements? And also, every now and then there are this news about some or the other tariff being imposed. If we have good relations, then why are not those relationships considered?
So is there someone specific you're talking about negative statements?
Yes.
I mean, but the reality is, right, India is 1.5 billion people. We're 350 million people. And so you're going to find any opinion you want, right, between the two countries. The reality is, I speak on behalf of the president, and I know how the president feels about this relationship. And he feels strongly about this relationship. He feels strongly about his friendship with the Prime Minister. And that's one of the reasons this has advanced so fast. It's one of the reasons this will get done, is because the President does hold this country and the leadership here in such high regard.